Hello friends, and welcome to the part B of chapter 8 of the course Basics of Programming in C language. And in this part we are going to learn formatting the output, and also we are going to learn how to ask for the user to input something in C. Okay, so from console you can also take input from the user. Okay, so proceeding further, first topic is formatting the output. So what you can do is, we have learned how to print various statements, various things on screen using printf statement. So we can also use printf to format the output. Now what we can do is, we can also specify the width of the output. Now what does this mean, specifying the width of the output? I'll just show you that. Suppose you want to print a list of few numbers on the screen. Okay, now these lists will appear in a vertical column. Okay, now what happens is, suppose the first number contains your 10 digits. Okay, so it will occupy a space equal to 10 digits on the screen. Suppose the second number contains only one digit, it will occupy only one digit on the screen, and third number contains three digits. So this way your whole output will become unformatted. Okay, but if you want to set a particular width, so what will happen is, your all your numbers will occupy at least that much of area on the screen. So this will help you format your output in a tabular form, so creating tables on the output. So that is where this is used to specify the width of your output. So user can specify the width in which the value should be printed. For example, if one wants to print a vertical column of 10 numbers, now the maximum length of the one of the numbers is 4 digits. So maximum length is 4 digits among those 10 numbers. Some are of 3 digits, some are 2, but maximum is 4 digits. One can specify that each number must be padded with additional spaces, okay, so that it takes exactly 4 characters. So if a number has 3 digits, so it will be padded using one space only, and rest 4 digits will be printed after that one space. If a number has one digit only, it will be padded using 3 spaces and one digit will be printed. So all the numbers will occupy a space equal to 4 characters on the screen. So this will help you format your output in a tabular manner. How you do that? The syntax is printf, then after, while specifying your format specifier, after the percentage sign, you specify the width, the number of characters that should be occupied by the output. Okay, then you give your format specifier. Suppose for printing an integer that should occupy 4 digit space, I would like this percentage 4 and then d. Similarly, for a character, I will write percentage 4 and then c. Okay, now this is an example of how we can format the width of an output. So suppose we want to print these three digits 89987 on a vertical column. So how will we do that? The numbers are stored here in three variables, num1, num2 and num3. Okay, now I am printing those numbers. Printf %4d and \n. Now \n is, guys, this is for the new line character. At the end of every output we are printing a new line character. That is why our next printf statement causes the output to be printed on the next line. Otherwise this 987 would also have come over here, 987, but since we have included a new line, that is why it is coming over here. And you can see that exactly 2 digit spaces have been left inside for printing 89, and exactly 1 digit space has been left to print 987, and 9988 is printed in exactly 4 digits of space. So that is what is the benefit of setting width of the output. Now you can also pad the output. Instead of padding it with white spaces that it was doing during specifying the width, we can pad it using some digits. So suppose we want certain digits in our output, like if you are dealing in numerical terms, in numbers, So you generally want that numbers that have less length should be prepended with zeros. So you can use your printf statement this way. First is your percentage sign, then this is the padding digit, with which digit you want to pad the output, and the width that the output should occupy. So all the extra width would be substituted by that particular digit which you are specifying over here, and then the format specifier. So it would be like this: percentage 05D, that means that total width should be 5 characters, and the additional characters would be replaced by 0, like here. Okay, so specifying the decimal point. So there is another option in printf statement that you can specify how many digits should be included after a decimal. So for non-integer numbers, this option is there, and like data types like double and float, you will use this option. And the method is, first you specify width after percentage sign, okay, that is as usual, and then with a dot you separate, and after the dot you give the number of digits after the decimal, and then you give the format specifier, which will be f only, because you either deal with floating point numbers or double numbers, and both are specified by percentage f, and after that will be your number. So here is an example. Suppose this is a number with 2 digits before the decimal point and 4 digits after the decimal point, and it is stored in the float variable named num. Now I am printing it 3.2f, so that means it will occupy total 3 spaces. It should not be a 0 over here, because I am not specifying a padding digit over here, so it will not get padded with 0. Okay, so it will print 4588. That is the first 2 digits after the decimal will get printed when I write percentage 2f. Okay, now we move to the scanf statement. Now this statement is used to take the input from the user. So this is just the opposite of printf. Printf is used to show the output to the user. Now scanf is used to take some input from the user. So scanf is a C function that lets the programmer to ask the user to input through console. Scanf also needs a format specifier similar to the printf statement to tell the C compiler that the data type of the variable for which the input is being taken. Apart from it, scanf requires to be given the address of the variable, either the address of the variable or a pointer to the variable. So you can give anything to it, either the address of the variable, in which memory location that variable has to be stored after taking the input, or the pointer to that memory space, that is the pointer to that variable. So how it is used: scanf. Okay, so here will be your format specifier. Okay, after that what you have to do is you have to give the address of the variable or the pointer to that variable. Now I will show you how to give the address of that variable. So suppose our variable is integer num equal to 0. Now first we have to ask the user to input anything. So this is not mandatory, but obviously user will otherwise never come to know that we are expecting an input from him. So we have to print something on screen to tell the user that now an input is expected. So print please enter a number. This line will be printed on the screen. Okay, these columns will be printed, and after that there will be the cursor. So now user will understand, now I have to input something. Now this is the format specifier for integers, which is percentage %d. These format specifiers are same as those used for the printf statement. Now as we have already seen while discussing operators, that ampersand is the address of operator. Okay, so it will give me the address of this particular variable num. So I can use address of operator and num. So now this completes my scanf statement. Now this tells the compiler to accept an input from the console, to read an input which is of an integer type, and to store it at this memory location, which is the address of num. Okay, now suppose I want to scan a string, a name from the user. So what I will do is I will declare a character array. So we have just learned a few slides back that character array is a string inside C. So we will ask user to enter your name. Please enter your name, then colon. Okay, and then we write the scanf statement, percentage %s and then name. So when we are putting a name of an array, array variable, then we don't need to add a percentage ampersand before it for inputting an array, because the name of the array contains the address of the 0th index of the array. So we have to remember that the name of the array is the pointer to the first position of the array. So it is already a pointer. Okay, it is a pointer in itself. So we would not put an ampersand sign while scanning an array, be it an array of integers or an array of characters. Okay, so here the section on taking input and formatting output has ended. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will continue to watch the course Basics of Programming in C Language. Thank you for watching our video.